And welcome back to thecrochetcrowd.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today's pattern we're going to explore the pipeline hat that is made with Shockemeyer, and this is called Sun City yarn. Look at the vibrant colors. I'm hoping that it's coming across to you at home right now. These are absolutely amazing. Now this is Sun City and we're going to be using 4 colors all together, and this is what the balls look like here, so you can identify it in your local independent retailers. They are 50 grams and you can see that the yarn is a bit thinner. It's actually 50% acrylic and it's 50% cotton. You know, how do I know all of these yarns at one time? It's so hard to keep track, but this is a great one because it is made of cotton. This is one that you could actually wear during the summer months and not heat up too much. It's actually a really great idea, and I just love how these colors all work together. Now in today's pattern we are going to be starting at the top of the hat just like so and working our way downward, and once we get to a certain level it's just a matter of a repeat pattern, and then we're just going to finish it off with the brim. So without further ado, I need you to grab a size G 4.5mm crochet hook today and grab your Sun City, and let's get started right now. So let's start. I'm just going to use the sandy color and I'm just going to create a slip knot, and I have no rhyme or reason for my particular color choices today. And just, you know, I think this hat's going to look great no matter how you do it. So this is a 4.5mm size G crochet hook today. We're going to chain 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's form a ring on the top of the hat. So we're going to insert the hook into the beginning chain, pull the yarn through, and voila, you have your first ring just in the center, and then you're going to let the straggler come around the end around that ring so that you can trap it into position so you'll never see it. Let's move along to round number 1. We're going to start off with round number 1. We're chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and remember in the rules of double crochet that means that that is a double crochet. Okay, so we're getting started. We need to do 9 double crochets all together inside of this. Okay, so we're going to do 9. So with the chaining of 3, that means that there will be a total of 10 going all the way around. So it just is an easy way to make a note of it mentally. It's just so that you, when you start off, you can count the first chain as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And what we're going to do is we're just going to join it with the slip stitch, but when you slip stitch it I want you to get your next color ready, so when I come back I'm going to have my next color, because we're going to change colors with every round that we do. So I'm about to do the slip stitch with you. I've already trimmed this yarn. This is what we're finishing off with, and I want to just grab the new yarn, and I don't want to create any knots. I just want to loop it onto the hook and pull through to finish that off. That means that this new color is ready to go. Let's pull the other yarns so everything is together so we can just easily just get started. So let's begin. I'm just gonna position everything, and you can position a little bit later too if you're struggling. So you can do chaining of 3 now, so 1, 2 and 3, and I just want to make sure I got everything. I want to keep a hold of these stragglers as they're going around, and it says to put 1 double crochet in the same stitch that we've joined. So I'm just going to put another one there. So now you have 2 in there, and now every stitch around you're going to put in 2 double crochets. So what this means exactly is that if you're putting 2 double crochets around into every stitch around, and there's 10 stitches going around as we've confirmed in the last round, this means that there will be a total of 20 stitches, but you will see 10 groups of 2 stitches together, and it makes complete sense. So please put 2 double crochets into every stitch going all the way around. See how I'm burying that as I go? It's going to be out of the way and you'll never see where you stopped and started when it comes to your strings hanging out. Please 2 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. I'm just finishing up round number 2. I've already cut my string just to save time, and so you will be able to count that there's 10 groups of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and so if you times that by 2 then you have obviously 20. Let's slip stitch to the top, and remember we don't want to slip stitch with the same color because we're going to change colors as per the pattern, and I'm going to slip on the next color, just a loop, pull it through and through, and we're going to begin round number 3 together. And just get everything into your hands and so that you can position and get started right away. Let's begin round number 3, and we're just simply going to chain up 3, 1, 2 and 3, and it says to double crochet into the same stitch that you've joined, and so we're just going to come right straight down and making sure that we have our stragglers on top of the line so that they can get trapped into position as you go. So here is the repeat pattern that you're going to do. So every stitch around we're going to put 1 double crochet by itself into the 1 stitch. The next stitch, I'm just making sure I'm getting my stragglers here, the next stitch will have 2 double crochets. So that's the repeat pattern for this entire revolution. Okay, so let's just review that one more time. So the next stitch is going to be 1 double crochet by itself, and then the next one is going to be 2 double crochets, and please do that all the way around on this revolution. Come back, we'll just slip stitch off again, and we will change color yet again. Just finishing up round number 3, here's the secret. Because we started off with 2 and then we went to 1 and then 2, 1 and 2, when we have coming around the end we have 2 here, that means that there should be 1 standing alone, and there's 1 stitch left anyway, but that gives you an indication if you're doing it right. So if you ended up with the double as your last, you know that you haven't done it right. Let's change our color, and when I come back we'll have another color up, and what is the next color? I don't know. I have to find out, so be right back. Let's start up in round number 4, and I'm just going to take my next color and I'm going to join it. So we have 4 colors altogether, so this is the final color, and I want to join everything together just like so. So I've already shown you how to do that. Let's begin. We're going to do a chaining of 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and we are going to put in 1 double crochet into the next stitch that's available. So that's right here, right there, and then the next stitch is going to have 2 double crochets just like that. So the repeat pattern on this particular one, this is round number 4, is that you're going to have 2 standalone double crochets and then 2 double crochets into the next one. So let's repeat this pattern again. So we're just going to put in 1 double crochet, the first one, another double crochet by itself for the second, and then the third one will have 2 double crochets. And please do that same repeat pattern all the way around. Coming up onto the end of row number 4, or round number 4, we should end up with 2 double crochets in the final. That's because you got 2 singles by themselves here, you got a double, and then you got the double here and 2 singles by itself on this side. So that makes sense if you ended up with 2 doubles when you did the final, just like so. So I'm going to be changing the color back to that sandy color, and when we come back we're going to start round number 5. Let's begin round number 5. Again, really easy. We're just going to pull through the new color, and let's get everything into our hands and positioned just right. Let's start off properly, and we're going to do chaining of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and the next 2 double crochets are going to be by themselves. So you're going to have 1 each and the next, so double crochet in the next one and next one. So this particular repeat round was that you'll have 3 standing alone by themselves, and then the next double crochet will have 2. So the next stitch will have 2 double crochets. Very conscientious. I want to make sure I get those stragglers trapped in a position because it's impossible to fix that afterward if you're having an issue. So again, let's repeat the pattern. So we're going to do double crochet, and the third one by itself, and then the next one is 2 into the same, 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Please do that same pattern all the way around. So just coming up to the final conclusion of round number 5, and we're going to put in 2 double crochets into the final stitch. So that makes it go equally all the way around. So I do not want you to trim this yarn off at this time. We want to slip stitch, and I need to tell you a little bit more about this pattern. And let's just slip stitch and hold, and I'll be right back, and because I have to explain something really important to you. So here's the gist about this particular pattern. It's a free pattern, but it's not a free pattern online. This is one of those ones that you see on the shelves that you tear away, and so this is by Schockemeier itself. So if you do not have access to a store that sells Schockemeier, just stay tuned in this tutorial and I'll continue to drag you along as we teach you how to do this pattern. So we're going to be moving up now to round number 6. Round number 6 is then we're going to start establishing the remainder of this pattern, because you can see that there's really fancy stitches that are coming ahead. So right now we're currently right here, and we're going to start doing all this fun stuff next. So let's begin. We're going to use the same color, and this is round number 6. This is what is going to start establishing all those shells that we're going to be running into in the nether layers that we have. So we're going to start off and we're just gonna simply just chain 2, and here is the repeat pattern. So we're going to put a single crochet into the very first double crochet. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're gonna skip a double crochet down here and go to the next one over. Okay, so let's repeat this again. So now we're going to chain 1 just like so, and we simply just go to the next double crochet and just single crochet. So let's repeat this again. So we're gonna go chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3. We skip 1, go to the second over, we chain 1, and then we just go immediately to the next. You get that? Okay, so then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, you skip 1, go to the second, like that. Okay, chain 1 and go immediately to the next. So I need you to do that same pattern all the way around, and you'll end up with these beautiful pieces right here that are much more open, so that you can start doing your shell work after that. So I'm coming up near the end, and basically you have your chaining of 3 here, and we're going to chain 1 first and then 1 single crochet, and to join it to the beginning we're going to go 1, 2 and 3 and fasten off with the slip stitch to the very beginning. So now before I finish that with the slip stitch, I want to change my colors. So going forward what we're going to be doing is that every 2 rounds are going to be the same color. So I'm gonna switch now, and when I come back I'll have the salmon all ready up for you. Okay, we're about to begin round number 7. I'm just gonna slip stitch slip pull my yarn on there, and it's now there. Okay, so here, this pattern here, this round number 7 is the only time it'll be showing like this. So round number 6, just like you saw, and round number 7 are the only ones that you'll ever see with that. So after we get beyond this round, what's going to happen is that we're gonna have some consistency within the pattern, and it will make total sense in just a moment. So let's begin, and we're simply just going to chain up 3. So 1, 2 and 3. We're going to do some shell work. So the shell work exists within where it's chaining of 1. You would think it would be in this big chaining of 3 area, but it's not. So in order to finish this one off here, we have the shells consist of 3 double crochets. So let's just double crochet 2 more times to where we started, just like so. So you'll notice it looks slightly off, but you just have to trust it that it will work. So now what we have to do is that we just single crochet to where the chain 3 space is. So we just go right under the space and single crochet. So let's begin to do the next shell. So what we're going to do is 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. It's that tight little space in between, and we are going to put 3 in there. So when we moved up this rows, the next row that we're about to do will be the standard row for the remainder of the pattern up until the brim, and then we're gonna have then the next layer, which will be standard as well. So once you get your 3 in there, just simply just single crochet around that chaining 3 space, and then begin again starting in the chain 1 space for another group of 3. Please do that all the way around on this rotation. Let's finish up round number 7 together, and round number 7 at the final here, what we're just going to do, you got your 3 here, here's your chaining of 3 here, we're just gonna single crochet, and then we're just gonna join with the slip stitch. We're gonna leave this color on for this next round. This next round is classified as round number 8, so we have now rounds number 8 and 9 that will continually repeat each other all the ways to round number 20. I'm gonna show you a tip in just a moment. On a spare piece of paper, I want you to write down the rounds number 8 all the way to number 19. I was gonna go to 20, but I think 19 is better in this particular circumstance. And what I've done is that I put a box around 9 and 10, 11, 12 and etc. This represents a color change. So I'm about to show you round number 8, and round number 8 will be the same thing always. So 8 then will be number 10, 12, 14, 16, and so then the next round that I'm about to show you then after that will be round number 9, and so then it's always the same. So then you can keep count. So basically I will want you to do the repeat pattern all the way to 19, but I'm gonna show you levels number 8 and 9 right now that will have a repeat as you go. So you just gotta make sure that you keep repeating every time you go around. You may even want to put, like, if 9 equals the same stitch, you might want to put like lines beside it so that you know it's the same stitch if this box kind of stuff confuses you at the same time as well. So let's begin round number 8 together. Let's begin round number 8. We're gonna start off with the same color and we are just gonna be doing the same. So this is the same round 8 that you'll experience all the way through. So we're gonna do 8 and 9, 8 and 9 all the way until row number 19. So let's begin and we are going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3, and we are going to single crochet into the third double crochet that's coming up here. Isn't that easy? So right there. And then what we're just going to do is that we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and let's see where we're coming back down. So we're gonna come back down on the next one that is right here on the next stitch. Okay, so the next shell, like so, and then essentially what we have to do is chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we simply come into the other side of that same shell like that. So the chaining of 4 exists between the shells. So let's begin to do that pattern again. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're gonna jump over to the next shell area, so the first one in the shell, the double crochet, and then we're gonna chain 2, 1 and 2, and just go on the same shell but on the other side. Please do that same pattern all the way around. Let's finish up round number 8, and we just simply just coming back to where we started. We just want to maintain the pattern just like we have been. So when you look at it here, this is exactly where we started off in the center, or when we started off in the beginning, and we just chained our 2. So in order to get from this shell to this shell, again it is chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's join it with the slip stitch, and this time what we need to do is that we need to actually just when we slip stitch we need to actually change our yarn color at this time. So please do that, and remember it is the single crochet that when we came back to when we did the slip stitch. Okay, we simply came all the way back around and we just have to watch to where we started. Remember that we started off in the shell. We chained up our 3. One of them counted as the beginning, and then our chaining of 2 right in there before doing the other side of that. And remember that the chaining of 4 exists between the shells. So if we finished up in this shell and we're jumping over here, in order to finish this round we have to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I could have just told you that information, just chain 4, but I'd like you to understand where we're going. So we're going to slip stitch at this time, and we are going to change the color, so do not pull that color through. Let's grab the next color. In this case it'll be a brown for me. Let's begin round number 9, and 9 is a repeat pattern that we're going to be doing for the remainder of this hat. So 8 and 9 are the repeat until you get to rounds number 8 or 19. You're gonna finish off round number 19 before then joining me back. So we're going to start off with this one. This is round number 9, and we are just gonna simply just finish off. So let's begin, and we are just gonna move ourselves. We're just gonna slip stitch ourselves into this gapping space that's in between the top of the shell. Okay, let's just do that. It just gets it easier to do. It's out of the way, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. So the shells now going forward are actually consisting of 4 double crochets and not 3. So in this case, because we've chained up 3, we're only going to do 3 double crochets into the first one. Okay, because that chaining of 3 counted as 1, therefore you have a total of 4. So now let's begin in the chain 4 space right here. We're just gonna single crochet. So you've already kind of done that before on this. It's just that we just have more shells to work with. This is allowing the hat to get to your size that you have as well. So let's go. So here is the next space here. It's right on top of the shell, just like it's a chain 2 space, and 4 double crochets in. Okay, and then once we get that done is that it's just the next chain 4 space is just a single crochet. Please do that all the way around. Now this is round number 9. You will repeat 8 and 9. I keep saying that, but you will repeat 8 and 9 several times until you get to row number 19, and you'll finish off 19. So this is 8, 9, and then this will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 and 19. So you'll finish off on one of these shells, and when we come back I'll have all that done for you, and then we can carry on carry on from that point. When you get all the way back around, it's just the same principle. I will actually just join you in just a second. I'll show you how to finish off this round just in case you're confused at this point. So I'm just finishing up round number 9, and remember the final one here, we're going to do a double crochet or a single crochet into that chain, and then we're just going to join it. So then we begin again round number 8. And round number 8, we don't want to change our colors yet. Remember what I said in my sheet that I provided to you is that we have here, so we have 8, and then this is 9 that we're just finishing, but 9 and 10 are the same color. That's why I have it in the same box. So then when we start, we already know how to do round number 8, but let's review one more time. So we're simply, for round number 8, we're just going to, chain up 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and we're just immediately going to come into the other side of this on the other side. Okay, and so then we're in between the shell work just like you see here, and so we're just going to maintain this. So we're going in between the shells, so it's chaining of 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we come into the other side for the shell. Okay, and then we chain 2 to go across. 1 and 2, and then we come into the other side. Okay, so that's just a really easy way, and this is the starting of round number 10. So you'll just need to join me back, get rows up to row number 19 done, and when we come back I'll show you how to do the brim, and the brim is really simple as well. So I'm back, and now I'm finishing up row number 19, and I just happen to finish off with the green. So I'm going to do the brim, and the brim consists of 4 rounds. 3 of them are normal single crochet, and the 4th is a crab stitch. So I've decided that I don't really want green as my main base color, so I'm gonna change my color now, and I'm gonna change it back to gray. I really like gray. I think it's an underestimated color. So I'm going to switch back to gray at this point. You can continue to keep the same color that you have going on. It's up to you. And we're just going to do 3 rounds of single crochet. So if you know how to do single crochet, it's pretty easy. And then just chain 1 and then single crochet into each stitch going all the way around. Now here's the thing. If you try this on and you think that the brim is not coming down far enough onto your head, then just add more rounds. If you think it's already too low for you, just stop a little earlier and then just do your crab stitch at the end. So when I come back, I'm gonna have 3 rounds of the gray done, and then I'll show you how to do the crab stitch, which is also known as the reverse single crochet. So let's continue, and I'll see you in just a moment. I now have 3 revolutions of single crochet going all the way around, and now it's time to do a crab stitch, or it's also known as a reverse single crochet. So we're going to chain up 1 first. Now normally we go forward. Okay, we continue to go forward in the direction of where the hook is pointing, but this time we're going to go backward. So we're going to go into the same stitch that you just were at, so just right underneath, grab the yarn, pull through, and then grab the yarn and pull through the 2 loops. Now let's start heading toward backward. So we're heading toward the handle, and we go into the next stitch that's available, pull through and pull through 2. So just into the stitch, pull through, and then pull through 2. And what you're just doing here is creating a really interesting look of like a knotted edge, and it really does a really amazing job. I just learned this stitch for the first time this year. It's really handy for really doing really interesting finishing techniques for any of your projects, and it does a great job. So when I come back I'll have this completely done, and then we'll just wind off this video for today. So when you get all the way back around, just slip stitch to where you started, and just take that last piece there, and we're just gonna weave it in like so. So let's just cut it. We're gonna cut it long enough so that I can actually use a darning needle at this point, and we are just going to slip it on in through the stitches. So let's just pull up like that, and just using a darning needle, and this is really nice yarn to work with. It's really quite slippery and easy to manipulate. I really like this yarn, and I just want to just slip it behind a few fibers. Notice that my darning needle has a bit of a sharp edge. Wouldn't want to stab myself with that, and I'm just going to weave it back and forth 3 times. That's the magic formula, so that this will never fall out. And then all I just need to do then is go through the hat, and where the loose ends are coming out where I was attaching my yarn, because I've done it properly and hid the yarn underneath all of the stitch work as I did, you can just trim off the loose work without any issues at all. And so this becomes a really kind of a cool idea, and let's just trim this. And when I come back I'll have it on a mannequin, and we'll see what it looks like. So at the end of the day, this is exactly what it looks like. I'm really happy with it. It's actually kind of a slouchy idea, and it's really quick and easy as far as I'm concerned. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the CrochetCrowd.com. Thank you so much to Shakimar Yarns for allowing me to share your pattern today. Until next time, we'll see you.